All right, welcome to another deep dive. This time, we're tackling Taoist alchemy. Well, it looks like we've got some really interesting excerpts here from the Lingbao Essential Teachings.
Yeah, specifically Chapter 3.
Okay, the union of the dragon and tiger.
That's the one.
Wow, sounds intense. So get ready to explore cosmic energy, internal balance, and yes, we will get to the dragon and tiger action, don't worry.
Absolutely.
But first, maybe just set the stage for us a little bit. What's the deal with this chapter? What's it all about?
Well, this chapter is really laying out kind of the core principles of Taoist alchemy.
Okay.
Which, essentially uses the dynamics of the cosmos, like the way the universe works,
Right.
as a guide for cultivating balance within yourself.
Oh, okay.
So it's like taking those big cosmic principles and applying them to your own life.
I see. So when we talk about mirroring the cosmos, we're starting with Taoist cosmology, right? Mm-hmm. That always feels so vast and mysterious. Like, where do we even begin?
Well, this text jumps right in with the creation myth, starting with something called the grand primordial, and they describe it as this formless, limitless state that precedes everything else. So it's like pure potential before anything has taken shape.
Okay, pure potential.
Yeah.
I can kind of wrap my head around that.
Right.
So what happens next? What happens after this pure potential?
So from there, the grand primordial, it goes through a series of transformations. Like it moves through stages like the grand beginning, the grand non-being, the grand void, and then finally the grand space.
Okay, so there's like movement.
Yeah.
Kind of unfolding even before we get to the universe as we know it.
Exactly.
Right.
And within this grand space, this is where things get really interesting. Something fascinating emerges.
Okay.
And it's called the grand substance.
The grand substance.
And you can kind of imagine like a cosmic egg, full of all the raw materials for everything that will exist.
Oh, wow.
And the text describes this grand substance as having two aspects: clarity and turbidity.
Clarity and turbidity. So we've already got a kind of fundamental duality already present.
Exactly.
Yeah, interesting.
And guess what? This grand substance, with its inherent duality, is what ultimately gives rise to heaven and earth.
Oh, wow. Okay, so even from the very beginning, this idea of opposing forces is woven into the fabric of existence.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. And those opposing forces, of course, are yin and yang.
Right, of course.
And the text describes yang ascending to form heaven, all that lightness, expansive energy.
Yeah.
And then yin descending to form earth, the grounding, the receptive force.
So it's not just like, a static division, like drawing a line down the middle?
No, not at all.
Got it.
It's dynamic, it's a dance, a constant interplay.
Right.
The text really emphasizes this point, that yang at its extreme gives rise to yin and vice versa. So
it's not just about finding balance, but understanding that the two forces are constantly like in flux, transforming each other.
You got it. It's like breathing, know? The inhale and the exhale both are essential parts of a single cycle.
Right.
And the cyclical interplay is what sustains everything in the cosmos.
That's a helpful way to visualize it, yeah.
Yeah.
But how does this, cosmic dance of yin and yang relate to us humans? I mean, are we supposed to be like, tracking the movements of the sun and the moon to stay in harmony with it all?
It's not quite that literal.
Okay.
Although observing those natural cycles can be helpful.
Right.
What's fascinating is that the text sees the human body as a microcosm of the cosmos. Oh. So it says, our external form mirrors that grand space where everything began, and our internal organs reflect the dynamics of heaven and earth.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying my insides are a mini universe?
That's basic.
That's a pretty wild thought.
It is, right? But when you think about it, our bodies are complex systems constantly adapting and changing in response to, internal and external forces. And just like in the cosmos, there's a constant interplay of opposing forces within us.
Right.
The text focuses specifically on the heart and the kidneys.
Okay. Why those two organs in particular?
Well, because they represent that balance of yin and yang within us.
Okay.
So the heart, with its fiery energy, represents heaven and yang.
Yeah.
And then the kidneys, which govern water and essence, represent earth and yang.
Okay, yeah, I'm starting to see the connection.
Right.
So how do these, like, inner heaven and earth, how do they actually interact within us?
Well, the text highlights the processes of qi and liquid generation.
Okay.
Which is, the flow of vital energy and essence that sustains life.
Right.
And it points to midnight and noon as key times.
Really?
Yeah. So at midnight, which corresponds to the winter solstice, qi is generated in the kidneys. And then at noon, corresponding to the summer solstice, liquid or jing is generated in the heart.
Wait, so our internal processes have like a specific timing, like
Yeah.
a cosmic clock or something.
Exactly, precisely. And it gets even more interesting. The text describes how that kidney qi, after being generated at midnight, actually ascends to the heart.
Wow.
Where it then merges with heart qi to produce liquid.
So we're literally embodying this like grand cosmic dance.
Yes.
But what does that actually mean for us in a practical sense? Like, what does that look like?
And that's where we get into the real heart of Taoist alchemy, this idea that we can consciously work with these energies within ourselves to cultivate balance and well-being. But before we dive into that, let's take a quick pause. We'll be back in just a moment to continue this fascinating exploration.
Welcome back. We left off talking about how our bodies mirror the cosmos.
Right.
Specifically that interplay of yin and yang within us.
Yeah.
But the real magic of Taoist alchemy, it's what we can do with this knowledge, you know?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready for the how-to part, because so far it's been mind-blowing, but also a bit like, great, my heart and kidneys are doing a cosmic dance. Now what? Exactly. It's not just about passively observing these cycles.
Right.
Taoist alchemy is about actively working with them.
Okay.
To cultivate harmony and well-being, both physically and spiritually.
Got it. And I think that's where this whole, union of the dragon and tiger comes in, right?
Yeah.
It's not just a cool name.
Right.
It's like the heart of this whole practice.
You got it.
Yeah.
And to really grasp its significance, we have to understand that humans, unlike heaven and earth, we can actually disrupt the natural flow of things.
Oh, okay. How do we do that? Is this where all my bad habits come in?
Well, let's just say our modern lives, they don't exactly prioritize balance.
Yeah, that's true.
The text talks about how our desires and emotion, all that mental and emotional busyness that can deplete our primordial yang and scatter our true qi.
Okay, so stress, distractions, overthinking, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's like creating internal chaos when everything around us is already pretty chaotic.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So the key is to cultivate stillness and focus, allowing those natural processes of qi and liquid generation to flow unimpeded.
That sounds a lot like what people talk about with like meditation and mindfulness these days.
It is. And the text actually provides some very specific instructions for how to cultivate this internal balance.
Okay. I'm all ears. Give me the ancient secrets.
All right. So first, it emphasizes calming the mind.
Mm-hmm.
Think of a still pond reflecting the moon.
Okay.
That's the kind of inner stillness we're aiming for.
I like that, yeah.
And a key technique is focusing on the breath.
Okay.
Slow, deep, subtle breathing that harmonizes the heart and kidneys, allowing kidney qi to merge with heart qi and generate that precious liquid.
So it's not just like sitting there and trying to blank out your mind.
Right.
There's an active element to it.
Absolutely. It's about cultivating awareness, gently guiding your attention inward.
Okay.
And this is where the text gets really poetic.
Oh, here we go.
Talking about capturing the true dragon and true tiger, and the jade pond overflowing with the spring waters of life.
Those phrases sound amazing.
Right.
But also a bit cryptic.
Yeah.
Can you break those down for me?
Of course. Remember the true dragon that represents yang qi residing in the heart, the light palace, and the true tiger. That represents the water within qi in the kidneys.
Okay.
And capturing them, it doesn't mean literally grabbing them. It means consciously cultivating and refining these energies through practice.
Got it.
Yeah.
So are we supposed to like visualize a dragon and tiger battling it out inside us?
Not quite. It's more about subtly directing your awareness to those areas, sensing the flow of energy.
Yeah.
And this is where techniques like visualization can be helpful, but it's not about creating these like elaborate images. It's more about gently guiding your attention.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, so subtle internal awareness is key.
Yes.
What about this whole jade pond overflowing with spring water? What does that even mean?
This one might surprise you. Okay.
The jade pond is actually a metaphor for the mouth, and the spring water is saliva.
Wait, saliva? I never thought of that as some mystical elixir.
Right. But in Taoist alchemy, saliva is seen as incredibly potent.
Wow.
It's considered a carrier of vital energy, a tangible manifestation of that inner harmony we're cultivating.
Okay.
And when the true dragon and true tiger unite within, the jade pond naturally overflows with this life-giving essence.
So it's not just about feeling balanced.
Right.
There are physical signs that the process is working.
Exactly. It's a reminder that these practices aren't just esoteric theory.
Yeah.
They have real-world effects on our bodies and minds.
That's amazing.
But remember, this union isn't something that happens overnight.
Right.
The text talks about nurturing the true embryo over 300 days.
300 days. Okay, that's a serious dedication to self-cultivation.
It is.
But what's the ultimate goal of all this? What's the end of that 300-day journey? That's a great question, and one we'll delve into further when we come back for the final part of our deep dive.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the union of the dragon and tiger. We've been exploring this whole idea of the human body as a microcosm of the cosmos, and how cultivating internal balance can lead to, profound transformation.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing stuff.
It is.
So we've talked about calming the mind, focusing the breath, even the significance of something as simple as saliva.
It's true.
But I'm sure you're wondering about the end goal of all this.
Yeah.
What does it actually mean to achieve this union?
Yeah, you're reading my mind. We left off talking about that 300-day process of nurturing the true embryo.
Right.
So what exactly is this true embryo, and what happens at the end of those 300 days?
Okay, well, this is where we get into the more profound, even mystical aspects of Taoist alchemy.
Okay, I'm ready.
The true embryo is a metaphor for this refined essence that's cultivated through dedicated practice. It's not like a literal embryo, but a symbol of potential, of something new being born within you.
So it's like a seed that we're carefully tending, allowing it to, grow and blossom over time.
Exactly.
But what does it blossom into? What's the ultimate fruit of this whole alchemical process?
The text refers to it as the great medicine.
The great medicine.
Now, this isn't a physical substance you can take.
Right.
It's something far more profound.
Okay.
It represents a state of wholeness, of perfect harmony between yin and yang within you. And this, according to Taoist alchemy, is the key to unlocking your full potential, both physically and spiritually.
Okay, that sounds incredible, but what does it actually look and feel like to achieve this great medicine?
Right.
I mean, does it mean you're, never stressed or sick again? Do you suddenly gain superpowers?
Well, that's where the text gets a bit more poetic, talking about transcending limitations and returning to the primordial origin. It's not about, becoming invincible or achieving some superhuman state.
Right.
It's more about realizing your true nature, that spark of the Tao within you.
So it's not about, escaping the human experience, but, experiencing it more fully with greater wisdom and clarity.
Exactly. It's about living in greater harmony with yourself, with others, and with the natural world. And while the text uses, ancient language and metaphors, it's ultimately pointing to something that's deeply relevant to us today, is that the pursuit of meaning, purpose, and wholeness.
That makes a lot of sense. I mean, we're all kind of searching for that sense of connection and fulfillment, whether we call it the great medicine or something else.
Absolutely. And what's so inspiring about Taoist alchemy is that it offers a tangible path towards that. It's not just a philosophy,
Right.
It's a set of practices, a way of life that can help us cultivate inner peace, resilience, and even a sense of transcendence.
So it's not about becoming an enlightened hermit living in a cave.
Yeah, right. It's about bringing those insights and that energy into our everyday lives.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot where inner peace and outer engagement meet.
Yeah.
Where we can navigate the complexities of life with, grace and wisdom.
I love that.
And perhaps that's the most powerful message of this whole chapter.
Yeah.
That the path to transformation isn't out there somewhere. It's within us, waiting to be discovered.
That's beautiful. Well, I think that's a perfect note to end on. We've gone on quite a journey with this deep dive into the union of the dragon and tiger from, ancient cosmology.
It's true.
Internal alchemy. We even talked about the significance of saliva.
We did. It's amazing.
It's pretty wild. But for all of you listening out there, we encourage you to continue your own journey of discovery.
Yeah.
The ancient teachings are there waiting to guide you, offering insights and practices that are as relevant today as they were centuries ago.
Exactly. Until next time, may your chi flow freely and your inner dragon and tiger dance in perfect harmony. That's beautiful. I love that. All right. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.